Today we have a YouTube first. Now I'm going to get to that in just a second. What this video is about today is we have been blessed to have an abundance of oranges and apples, and I'll show you here. We've got those set up. We've got the juicer, we've got the apples, we've got a Instant Pot. We're going to show you some different things you can do with these if you have a lot of them. But what we're doing here today is something totally different that's never been done before. Is along with the apples and oranges, this is not me doing it today. For the very first time on YouTube, my wife, my favorite woman in the whole world, she is going to be hosting this today. I just want to give her a quick intro. So as you're watching this, please send the likes, give us some good comments, let her know how great she's doing. So there's a reason that she hasn't been too prominent on any of the videos so far. You know, I'm the one I come up with a lot of the crazy ideas. I'm usually the front one doing the speaker. Sometimes they call me the face of our businesses that we've worked together with. But yeah, we've worked through a lot of businesses together, and usually she's the one sitting in the background, as I like to say, pulling all my ideas together and making them work safely and effectively. But she's stepping out here, gonna come a little to the front and share some of what she does. So I want you to show her some love. Let her know you're happy to see her here. Give us some good views. Share it. Let's give her a great welcome, joining YouTube as hosting her own video.
Hi, I'm Karen. We're here to take care of some fruit, and I have a helper today. Hello. This is Tiggy or Tiger. There's an ongoing debate on what his actual name is. Yes. You gonna help me today? So we're coming to make some orange juice, and we are going to spray. We have a solution here of vinegar and water, about a 50-50 solution, and we just spray it on our fruit, let it sit for a moment, and then I like to come in and just rub it all around, get all the things we don't want in our orange juice clean. And then when we're done with that, we come over and we slice them in half. And then we go to the juicer. The one that normally does this is not here right now.
That's how we involve the kids.
And then we take these and put them in our compost for later, to get the nice soil that we want for the garden. And we also have to sometimes unclog it from the pulp. Some people like more pulp, some people like less pulp in their juice. I always check the oranges, try to make sure that we've gotten all the good juice out of there and that we're not wasting it. feature on this juicer, which isn't on all juicers, that you can change it to be, like I said before, more pulp or less pulp. On this one you can take it out and there's little notches and it says more or less on it. And so when you put it on, you can change it to be less pulp or more pulp. I like less pulp.
I like mine thick with lots of pulp if we can, but I let her have it a little less pulp. Sometimes I'll just eat the pulp separately.
Then you can go from the juicer and pour it into your pitcher and just put it in the fridge. Or sometimes if we have a lot of fruits that we need to process, we'll stick it in ice cube trays and then put it in the freezer, and you can use it to flavor your water by just adding the orange ice cubes, or you can add it to your fruit drinks in the morning. We do a smoothie type drinks with just fresh fruit. So there's many different ways that you can process your fruit. Sometimes with grapes we just wash them and leave them whole. Sometimes we put them in our blender and take care of that. And if you have a lot of juice or things that may spill, it's good to put your stuff on cookie sheets, and then it will save you cleaning later because you just take the cookie sheet out. We're going to continue to process the rest of these oranges, and then we're going to go on to making applesauce. So I was here cutting up the rest of the oranges, and I thought of a helpful tip. I like to have the cutting boards that have the little grooves in it, because when you're cutting juicy fruit, it can come over the edge and that can be a channel to catch it. If you don't have a cutting board that has it, then I would recommend making sure you have a paper towel or a towel so that you can dry it up quickly. Otherwise you end up with a sticky floor, or the front of your dishwasher sticky, because oranges and lemons and limes are very sticky to clean up. So that was just a helpful hint that I thought of. I'm going to continue doing this and then we'll go to the freezer. Well, I missed the sticker. This is one important thing that I try to do as I'm washing them, is to remove the stickers. Then when we go to compost them, we're not composting the stickers because they don't break down. And, if it's some type of food that will go to the animals, we need to make sure that they're not going to ingest the stickers and things, because they're not edible. They shouldn't be edible, but you know, donkeys and goats like to eat things that aren't edible. We're going to put them on a cookie sheet. And then when they're frozen, we'll take them, we'll label a Ziploc bag. It's very important to label it before you put the ice cubes in it. And then we'll put all the ice cubes in the bag and freeze them and enjoy them later. The grapes that I talked about earlier, this bag is not labeled though, but I found if you put stuff in the freezer or frozen stuff in the bags, then you can't write on the back. So.
Sorry, I did that one and I forgot to label it.
So then we just take a handful of these out, put them in our blender, and mix them up and have yummy smoothies.
Fortunately, that one, we can tell they're grapes, and they will be gone before the date they were put in really matters.
Yep.
Now that it's all done, we get to enjoy.
You get to enjoy that.
Oh yeah, I get to enjoy this part. The pulp is like a little snack. And the juice itself.
Now we're on to applesauce. Just like we did with the oranges, we're going to spray it with the 50-50 vinegar and water, and then go through and clean them just like we did the oranges. I like to clean them all and put them on the cutting board. Then I know that I've already washed those, and then they're ready. Since I have so many apples, I probably will have to just put them to the other side of the sink, because I like to use a smaller sink to collect the peels. It makes it easier than putting them in the compost. When we're done washing them, then we'll peel them and cut them and put them in the Instant Pot container. I've already put water in it, just enough to cover the bottom. Some recipes online say put a certain amount of water in there. My mother-in-law has found that just putting it to cover the bottom works, because the apples, when they cook, will let out liquid as well. And that we reserve and put it aside for drinking, because it's apple juice. More like apple syrup, but the family enjoys it.
That's what the real apple juice tastes like.
I'll have to spray some more for the ones that were underneath. Then you get the initial spray. I have an Asian pear in here. Probably should be doing it out of the dirty ones, not the clean ones. Found one that has a sticker. It's really waxy. Alright. I take my peeler and I usually go around the top, and then that makes it so that you can easily go down the sides. Sometimes the apple peels get saved for Robert because he likes eating them. And once I get done peeling it, I'll cut out any bad spots. Those go in the bucket for the chickens because they'll enjoy that later. I found the easiest way is to slice one side off and keep the seeds in the center, and then you don't have a lot of extra cutting. Then you just place them in the Instant Pot. Since they'll be going in the blender when we get out, they don't really have to be in uniform pieces or in small pieces or large pieces, because they'll be going in the blender. And then you just continue that until you're done with your apples or you've filled your Instant Pot. Now we're putting in the last apple, and Again, we have the water in there to cover the bottom, and we're going to put it in the Instant Pot. On manual for 8 minutes. It's already set, and then we leave it to cook. Make sure that you have it on not bending, sealing. Want it on sealing. When it's done, we leave it. When it's done, then we let it sit, say about 5 minutes, but then if you test it and when you go unsealing, sometimes it'll start spurting out. Then I close it back up, let it sit a little bit longer, and then we'll put it in our blender. So I got some other things done while I was waiting for this to be complete. We're gonna vent it, but watch out because it might start spitting and sputtering, depending on how high the juices got inside. And we'll let it sit for a little while longer so we don't decorate the kitchen with apple juice. So it's done venting. Now we have to drain the juice off so we don't have soup, that we have applesauce. Oh, I have to drain all the juice out. Can leave some in there. It's not an exact science. And we put it on here and blend it. Then we get a container. And it's all ready to eat. Another variation that you can do with your applesauce is some people like adding cinnamon or honey or sugars. I think I've even heard molasses too. I like it plain with regular sweeteners that nature adds. There you go.
Good.
And that's a simple way to make applesauce.
Hey, wasn't that a great video of Karen showing us how to make applesauce and orange juice? So you can go ahead and leave comments about what you like to put in there. We'd love to hear from you about that or any other variations you like to do here. If you make your own, or let us know about your experience in trying it out after watching this video. We'll love to hear about that as well. So just take care and enjoy, and we'll look forward to hearing from you and showing you more in the future as well.